Welcome to another part of Jack Free. This time we are going to be doing another spot in the cave. Why? Because there's apparently some more metalhead motherfuckers in there that we gotta kill, and luckily we have Sig here to help us out. So in this mission we will be having to shoot down moving targets this time, not just stationary turrets in a sense. And these guys are just like... they're not the caterpillars, but they have a similar sort of consistency in which they'll move around a bunch and then they'll hide in somewhere. And they won't pop out until it's convenient to them to fuck with you. With these guys, it's like metalhead ground snakes or something? And, they don't have holes, but they'll make them. They'll make holes. And they'll mostly be in the ground. You've already fought Metalhead Tails and such, so of course we're gonna be fighting Metalhead fucking these things. I guess they can be the caterpillars, but more advanced, like bigger. Because last time we fought against the fucking caterpillars, they weren't exactly metalheads. They were just like dark eco caterpillars. These fuckers are metalhead caterpillars. But they're not like the usual caterpillars in Jak 1 because, again, they don't stay around in like wood and holes. They are like sandworms, which makes it much more scary because this entire fucking cave and this entire goddamn desert is sand. It does beg the question if these are the only sandworms in the entirety of the desert. Because if sandworms exist, you would think they would be all over the fucking wasteland, but no. It's just in this cave. And the thing about these guys is that they only appear, consequently, side by side in the two cave areas. So in order to actually fight them, you have to go back and forth in this cave area in order to actually kill them. And they take a lot of punishments. With your little machine gun turret, your auto turret here, they don't take that much damage from it. And also, they have the ability to shoot at you with lasers. Hopefully from their mouths, because it looks something else. But, yeah. Ultimately, these guys can be annoying if you let them. However, they all go in a pattern in that they're always spawning not that far from your direction of like your forward momentum in a sense. So while they can knock you around, while they can fucking shoot at you, they're not a huge problem as long as you know they're not going to be that far away from your frontal view. So when you know that, it makes this a lot more predictable to deal with. And considering you're always going to be doing this again and again and again, this whole back and forth thing here, they're going to spawn in very similar areas. And they're going to be pretty obvious. And of course the last one, I believe is the toughest one. Because he's not going to give any kind of a shit. He's going to keep burying himself into the ground, which makes him a pain in the ass. And I believe it takes more hits than the others. I'm not too sure on that one though. I believe they all hit the same amount of damage. But again, you would think that with the fucking catapult guys, but then... And that last caterpillar holds a light eco crystal. Not a random item, it's just a light eco crystal. I believe we now have all of the light eco crystals in the game. Because there's only like about 4 of them. So I believe we have all of them now. And yeah, all I have to do now is just leave. That's it. So, yeah, that's the cave. And in case you're wondering, no, we don't ever come back here again after this mission. We only come here twice. And it never changes. So yeah, that's the cave. And as soon as we exit the cave, we do end up getting a cutscene from this. So, let's watch the cutscene and see what happens.
Yeah, baby! I love the smell of burnt metal here. This is good practice for when the spit hits the fan. And trust me, it's coming.
What's Deimos got to do with Haven City, Sig?
None of your business.
What was all that spying again? Huh?
Let's just say Deimos lost a little something in the city and he wanted me to find it. What do you care, man? Haven folk are a bunch of weaklings, you know that. They'd already lost the war before it started. Luckily, Deimos has a plan to make sure we all survive.
You're playing with people's lives.
Why not? They played with mine. Survival of the fittest, baby. I suggest you get with the program and be on the winning side.
And which side is that?
The one on top of the pile. Unfortunately, it's gonna be a big pile.
Yeah, a big pile of shit. I caught this.
So now what?
Just keep your nose clean and stay sharp. I'll tell you when the action's coming.
Well, Sigzo Man, there's no reason to hate on him or anything, even though he's obviously a spy and has been kind of lying to us the entire time. But he's a good man. He wouldn't fucking betray us. Anyway, in the secrets there is now something for us. The upgrade vehicle toughness. What it does is it gives us more health for our vehicles. That's about it. We now take more damage. We can now take more damage than beforehand in our vehicles. So vehicles will not get destroyed that easily now. It still doesn't take much to hit on collisions of walls and such. That's still a one-hit kill almost, but otherwise we can take more hits and still survive. And yeah, Cleaver's waiting for us, so what do you want, you fuckhead?
Cleaver, I need to find some very special precursor artifacts, but I'm running out of time.
Wait a tick. I just traded a very rare artifact indeed to a nice band of metalheads. It was an ugly piece of hardware. Looked like a dog's breakfast to me. But those toothers paid handsomely. They seemed nice enough. Good ivories they had, you know, if you dig fangs and claws. I bet if you crank up that donk, you and the offsider just might be able to catch him.
I'll drive. Jack, you get on the gun. Daxter, just get in, sit down, and shut up.
Yeah, I'm not done with Sig yet, because now we're doing controlling his turrets. Yeah, we're in first person mode to basically shoot down a whole bunch of turtle fuckers, as well as some metalhead bats? Pterodactyls? Pterodactyls, I mean? Like, I don't know. It's weird how dinosaur these motherfuckers are, but we gotta shoot them down with our freaking turret gun here, so our goal here is to just shoot them all down as best possible and shoot down their balls so that, you know, we don't get killed, because they do take some damage out of us. But not that much. No, seriously, it doesn't that take that much damage, these balls. So it's not really easy to get killed in this one. Especially since we now have the vehicle toughness thing. Which, yeah, it makes this very easy. As you can see, it's not that much each shot. And if we just keep shooting at them, they can only really shoot out maybe 2-3 shots each. So, yeah, not a whole lot of damage taken. And believe it or not, they are never going to take any more damage ever again. Because it's just that easy. And here comes the pterodactyls, which throw out fucking missiles at us that home in. They're the most dangerous, and they're just kind of flying about on these rocks. They only appear here, though. Those pterodactyls only appear in this mission. And then they're just largely forgotten about. It would have been interesting to see that enemy appear more, but for some reason, no, we never see that again. And we only fight 2 pterodactyls the entire game. But there's a third one flying about, but not only is it too far away to actually shoot at and kill, it's also harmless. It never tries to go for us, so it's just there for show. Yeah, here's the second pterodactyl we have to kill, and there you go. That is all the metalhead pterodactyls. We never fight them again. So now it's only these turtle guys, which there are a lot of metalhead turtles, and sorry, and they have the gems on their heads, but we never get those gems. And in fact, the whole point of doing this is not even to get the gems at all, is to get the item that Cleaver basically gave to them. I don't know how Cleaver made a quote-unquote deal with these metalheads. Oh wait, there was a third one. I forgot. There's 4. But yeah, I have no idea how Cleaver made a quote-unquote deal with these fuckers, because I don't think they are something that you can make a deal with. But he did, and he gave one of them an item that is apparently in their stomach now. So you can obviously tell what we have to do in order to get this. I have no other words. I have no other words for this mission other than that's a thing. And there's the last guy. Takes the most amount of damage out of all of them. And yeah, once he's dead, we're out of this mode. And he just shits it out. He shoots a satellite dish looking thing right out of his ass. Let's grab it.
Shaq, you found another artifact for the forest ruins, but we are still missing the most important piece. Bring back the items you found, and we will try and find where the last piece is hidden. We must find out what that Daystar really is, and we believe the forest ruins may hold the answers.
Alright. Well, before we do that, unfortunately, that's all those main missions we'll be doing from this entire Let's Play from now on of this part. Yes, I'm only doing 2 main missions. And yes, we're only in 13 minutes. And it's a fucking almost 32-minute, like a 32-minute video this is. And we've only done 13 minutes. Yes, there is 20 minutes of side missions in this part, including this one.
It's time to go marauder hunting. Take out the required number and time, and you'll be my hero. Then I'll trade that respect for a puny prize.
Yep, this is a Marauder challenge where all we have to do is kill Marauders that spawn in front of us. There will always spawn 4 in total, and they'll respawn more for each one killed. But they will only spawn these depending on how you're moving, and not only that, they will only spawn them right in front of you. So when you know this, you then have to figure out what sort of trail will I have to go for to get these guys, and how fast should I go? How will they be layered out? How will I get them? And how many are there that I have to kill? Well, your total amount to kill throughout these 2 minutes you're given is 60. So, let's count this, shall we? There are only 4 that spawn every time. You have to kill a whole set of 4 at least 15 times. Now, divide the 15 by the 2 minutes you have. Or to make it easier, just divide 7 to this. Now, considering, 5 seconds would go to 6, that means we have to be faster than 5 fucking seconds each to kill 60. The good news is that they spawn these ever sequentially pretty fast, so I do manage to get 60 by the end of this. This can be a tough time limit, but it is possible.
Waiter on the desert. That was a good win. Take the prize and enjoy.
There you go. Okay, now it's time for some more side missions like this one right here with it just grabbing another orb.
This spot was a place of reflection by the great warrior Ma. Reach it in time, and the prize is yours.
Alright. So yeah, he just has this island out in the water, and it's a reflection for him. There's stairs here, by the way. There's just stairs that go down to the water. And, yeah, it's right there. It's way far away.
You have a long way to go to earn the...
Now, because there's stairs here, and islands, and this is apparently a reflection from and such, does that mean that there are still boats in this universe? Because I know there were boats in Jak 1, but we have not really seen boats in 2 and 3, really.
Ma would be proud of you, warrior, as are we.
So yeah, it's kind of confusing now on how this works. But that means, is there more out there than just Haven City?
Move quickly to this spot and show me why we should trust the fate of this world to you.
Well, it has to be, but still. Anyway, there's another island right over here, and yes, it also has Precursor Orb. But yeah, there's a lot more area to search around this entire planet than just Haven City and the Wasteland.
Very good. You give us hope for the future.
And yet we don't know anything about them. So, and right next to this race here is another Precursor Orb hunt.
Heroes must have quick feet. Get to this spot in time for a reward.
And yeah, this one is a little bit bitchy, because in order to get this one, you cannot go too fast.
Almost, hero. Too slow.
Here's what I mean. If you go too fast, you'll actually go over this Precursor Orb because of the bump here. So you kind of have to slow down a little bit to get this one.
I see such promise.
Hit attention's a bitch. Oh, and by the way, now we have these cars. We can now complete all these challenges that Cleaver has for us in this fucking area. Remember them? Remember the single hang time one? And the single distance? Well, we can now do those with this ride in particular. This ride's really great for rolling around in. And it's also really fucking good at boosts. So, get on this hill, make a jump here of the boost at the very end there, and boom. 4 seconds 50, 4.5 seconds in order to get the gold. This is the hardest challenge of the 5 Cleaver gives you.
Alright, you did it, kid. I'm happy for you. But not for long.
Uh-huh. Even with this car, it can be a major pain to get that time. And now single distance. The game just glitched there for some reason. You see that? It just happened. Anyway, this one's really easy as long as you just use this ramp and then boost and jump and you're done. Just that. You do that. 220 distance. Easy one. Now, could you do this one with the other rides? Like your starter one? No. No. The first car you get, except for that little mini one, nah, you can't do this one with those. Not fast enough. And, yeah, that's it. So now what? Well, now we're going to check our shit. Because we do have a few more things around here. But the next thing we'll be doing is the race. Because we still have the race to do left, and as you can see, we have all these high scores. This racetrack over to the right here, which we're going to load to right about now, the Wasteland Run, we still have left to do. I have gotten pretty much every gold here except for that one. But even though I have actually gotten all the orbs in all of these now, and there's no orbs for the Ratchet & Clank gun course, but there you go. But even though I have all the orbs for those, the Wasteland gets fucked. This, ladies and gentlemen, is where I show you the glitch. That is why this playthrough that you've been seeing for over 10 parts now is fucked. Just like if I didn't get the orbs in Jak 2 on the last level where the final boss is. You know how that shit would get locked out to you if you didn't get them before doing the final boss? Because you can't go back to that? Well, there's a glitch in Jak 3 where if you actually do a certain way of doing the race and such, if you get this shit in a certain way, like for instance, if you try to get orbs in the silver here in this race, the game can glitch out in which it gives you no precursor orbs. You'll still beat the silver and the gold if you go for either of them here, but you will not get any precursor orbs at fucking all for doing this. And believe it or not only have I gotten this to happen on my PS2 copy long ago, but in this recording on the PS4 copy, I have gotten it to happen again. And I checked through, and even though there is a bit of an inconsistency, it does happen in both races. It also happens in the fucking gun course. So, when you realize this, you better fucking have a save, at least 2 saves, before you start these races. And I recommend that you make 2 saves, because, believe it or not, because the whole saving thing, it auto-saves over your thing. And every time you complete a race, every time you get orbs, the game will autosave. Except for getting orbs around the map, where you're looking around for them, you grab them that way. Except for that, they will count your orbs for doing a side mission or a minigame, what have you, and they will save that. And if the game glitches up and doesn't give you the orbs for doing this kind of race and shit, and it autosaves, not only do you never get to get these fucking orbs because the game refuses to let you have them for being the requirements again, but to make matters worse, if you do not have a backup save to reload on, unfortunately, you will have to redo the entire game all over again because those orbs are locked forever, and you will never 100% the game ever again. So when you know this, and when you realize that you got fucked, you start to get upset. And believe it or not, by the end of this entire playthrough, these orbs that you can see did not spawn are the only fucking orbs that I missed. I actually get almost all of them except those glitched orbs. Fuck you, game.
Face this difficult ring challenge and show us your mettle.
Sure thing. So, yeah, this one's just a ring challenge. You just have to go for the rings. It's a long one. It's not tough. It's not even that hard. But it's a long one. There's only one part where you might get fucked, and that is because it goes into the cave, and there is like a bumpy path when it comes to that. The bumpy path can fuck you. But after that, nah, it's fine. It's honestly pretty fine. There's no problem there at all. It's really not a hard ring challenge to get through. It is a sad day indeed. So I got fucked by the bumps. Once you get past the bumps, it's not that bad. Okay, so now you know my pain. Now you know why Jak 3 is such a mess. Because that glitch fucked things. It made me question what I missed. And what I missed is something that I can no longer obtain in this playthrough. So, when we get to the final part, you'll be seeing that Wasteland race again. But you will see it in a way in which I do get the orbs. Because I work around that shit in my second playthrough. But you can see why I went through the fucking horrible task of doing every single challenge in a consecutive way of bronze to silver to gold. And where I found the spots where the game fucks up and glitches out the orbs, preventing you from understanding the game and preventing you from getting your needed reward for doing those challenges. By the way, this challenge here gives you these boosts. You never have to use them. Like, the timer here is so forgiving that there's no need to ever use the boosts at all. But yeah, now you fucking know how much this one sucks. And now that you know how much it sucks, now you are forewarned of the fucking dangers of doing 100% of Jak 3. If you're going to do the gun courses, and you're going to do the races, maybe even any other challenge that I didn't get unlucky with, but you might, have 2 saves at hand before you do these challenges.
Wonderful work, warrior. Again, we are impressed with your ingenuity.
Because the game can still fuck you if you don't have 2 saves at hand.
Heroes must have quick feet. Get to this spot in time for a reward.
And I fucked up here with finding this one, but don't worry, it's not that hard to find. But yeah, now you know. And all it took was getting through like 11 parts ago and getting to part 12 to find out this game has a problem and it's not an intentional lockout.
Almost, hero. Too slow.
Jak 2 is an intentional lockout, but it's one you can work with. Jak 3 is a glitch one, and it's one that is a pain in the fucking cock to deal with. You're not gonna have much fun doing those challenges one by one like I did.
I see such promise.
And we're not done yet with mini games, but we're not done with side challenges.
All metalheads must be removed from the universe before they destroy us.
It's a unique one in which all you do is you kill all these fucking brain bastards, 180 of them, with whatever gun you so choose. And in case you're wondering, considering it's not showing the ammo pack there, yes, all the weapons here are at infinite ammo for this challenge only. So you can keep doing this over and over again, you'll be fine. I do use other weapons though, but ultimately, yeah. And, yeah, that's about it, really. All you have to do is just kill 180 of them within the time limit, that's it.
You have amazed us again, and we are rareless. With your help, our dark foes will tremble before us, and the universe may yet survive.
That's quite a quote there, dude. That's quite a thing to say to me. Anyway.
This spot was a place of reflection by the great warrior Ma.
Another one?
Reach it in time, and the prize is yours.
Funny how he has 3 areas of reflection, Mar. And 2 of them are just in, like, lowly islands. Okay, then. And don't worry, this is the last side mission that we have to do before I end the part. There is a little cutscene we can play, though, beforehand.
Ma would be proud of you, warrior, as are we.
That's a lot of precursors we have now. Okay, so let's exit this wasteland, go back to Haven City, and see what's up next.
I've been doing some research into the forest pillars. It seems they've been here for longer than any other known ruins, except for maybe the catacombs. Myth says these pillars were once linked to some type of planetary observation system. Very mysterious. Let's see if those items you found in the wasteland will activate and unlock their secrets.
And we'll be doing that next time in Jak 3. So thanks for watching. I'll be saving now, even though I really shouldn't, but I can't help it now, because I want to save. See you next time.